Hello, friends. If you're curious about the movie The Avengers, 2012, you're in the perfect place. Don't forget to give this video a quick like, it really helps us out. And if you're new here, hit subscribe to stay updated on all the latest movie deep dives. Let's jump right in. The year was 2012, and Marvel Studios was poised to do something unprecedented. For the first time in cinematic history, multiple standalone superhero stories were converging into a single, epic narrative. The Avengers, directed by Joss Whedon, was more than a movie. It was a cinematic event that redefined the superhero genre and left audiences worldwide awestruck. With its mix of action, humor, character-driven storytelling, and jaw-dropping visual effects, this movie became the gold standard for ensemble superhero films. The journey to the Avengers wasn't just a leap of faith, it was a carefully orchestrated plan. Marvel's Phase 1 films had introduced audiences to key characters like Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, and the Hulk. Each story built on its predecessor, weaving a larger narrative thread that culminated in this blockbuster. The stakes were high, and fans' expectations were higher. But the Avengers didn't just meet those expectations, it shattered them. The film opens with a sense of urgency and impending doom. The Tesseract, an ancient artifact of immeasurable power, has fallen into the wrong hands. Enter Loki, the god of mischief, played with captivating menace by Tom Hiddleston. Loki's arrival on Earth is no mere visit. He's here to subjugate humanity, wielding the Tesseract to summon an alien army known as the Chitauri. His goal? Absolute domination. Nick Fury, the no-nonsense director of S.H.I.E.L.D., knows that this is a threat too great for any one hero to face alone. Played by Samuel L. Jackson, Fury embodies determination and strategy as he activates the Avengers Initiative. It's a call to arms, and one by one, the heroes we've come to know and love are drawn into the fray. Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., is as brilliant and sarcastic as ever, reluctantly agreeing to join the team while maintaining his trademark flair. Steve Rogers, better known as Captain America, Chris Evans, brings his unyielding sense of duty and leadership to the table. Thor, Chris Hemsworth, arrives with a personal vendetta against his wayward brother Loki, while Bruce Banner, Mark Ruffalo, reluctantly steps into the spotlight, hoping to control his inner monster, the Hulk. Completing the team are Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, and Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner, both highly skilled operatives with personal stakes in the mission. As the team assembles, the tension is palpable. These are larger-than-life personalities, each with their own egos, flaws, and agendas. Watching them clash, argue, and slowly begin to understand one another is as much a part of the film's appeal as the action sequences. Tony Stark's quips spark against Steve Rogers' earnestness, while Thor's Asgardian grandeur feels worlds apart from Natasha's deadly precision. The interplay between these characters creates a dynamic that feels authentic and engaging, grounding the film's fantastical elements in relatable human drama. But The Avengers isn't content to remain grounded for long. The film takes us from S.H.I.E.L.D.'s high-tech helicarrier to the streets of New York City, where the climactic battle unfolds. Loki's manipulations drive a wedge between the heroes early on, but it's the death of a beloved ally, Agent Phil Coulson, that galvanizes them into a true team. Coulson's sacrifice is a turning point, reminding them of what's at stake and the power they hold to make a difference. The final act of the movie is nothing short of cinematic brilliance. As Loki opens a portal above New York City, unleashing the Chitauri army, the Avengers face their greatest test. Each hero gets their moment to shine, whether it's Iron Man taking to the skies, Hulk smashing with abandon, or Captain America coordinating the defense on the ground. The battle is a symphony of chaos and heroism, blending cutting-edge special effects with meticulous choreography. And then there's the moment that audiences around the world couldn't stop talking about: Hulk's sudden, decisive takedown of Loki in Stark Tower. "Puny God," he mutters after smashing Loki into the floor repeatedly, a line delivered with perfect comedic timing that instantly became iconic. Throughout the chaos, the stakes remain personal. Tony Stark's decision to sacrifice himself by redirecting a nuclear missile into the Chitauri portal is a heart-stopping moment, showing how far he's come from the self-absorbed billionaire we met in Iron Man. It's only through sheer luck and a timely Hulk roar that he survives, crashing back to Earth just as the portal closes. By the time the credits roll, the Avengers have become more than a team, they're a family. The closing scenes tease future conflicts and alliances, including a tantalizing glimpse of a larger threat, Thanos, the Mad Titan. It's a promise that this is just the beginning of something even greater. But The Avengers is more than the sum of its parts. It's a film that understands the importance of character, humor, and heart in crafting an epic story. It's about people coming together, overcoming their differences, and realizing that they're stronger together than apart. It's a celebration of heroism in all its forms, from the superpowered to the everyday. What makes The Avengers truly unforgettable, though, are the twists and turns that keep the audience on the edge of their seats. Whether it's Loki's cunning schemes, the tension between Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, or the jaw-dropping spectacle of the final battle, the film is a roller coaster of emotions that never lets up. As we've seen, The Avengers isn't just a movie, it's a cultural milestone. It's a testament to the power of storytelling, the vision of Marvel Studios, and the talent of everyone involved in bringing this cinematic universe to life. And while the journey may have started with individual heroes, it's their coming together that has made this story one for the ages. So, friends, if you haven't experienced the magic of The Avengers yet, or if it's been a while since your last watch, do yourself a favor and dive back in. You'll laugh, you'll cheer, and you might even tear up as you witness the birth of a team that changed the face of cinema forever. The story begins with a sense of foreboding and cosmic urgency, drawing us into a world already on the brink of chaos. At the heart of this unfolding crisis lies the Tesseract, an ancient artifact of immense energy and power. S.H.I.E.L.D., the global peacekeeping organization, has been studying the Tesseract, attempting to unlock its secrets, but they are unprepared for what comes next. Without warning, the Tesseract activates, opening a portal through space. From this portal emerges Loki, the god of mischief, his presence as commanding as it is threatening. Loki's arrival is no mere accident. His eyes gleam with purpose and malevolence as he confronts Nick Fury, the unflinching director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Loki wastes no time establishing his dominance, using the scepter he wields to bend minds to his will. Agent Clint Barton, also known as Hawkeye, and Dr. Eric Selvig become his unwilling pawns, their loyalty now tied to Loki's dark intentions. As Loki escapes with the Tesseract, leaving destruction in his wake, Fury realizes the gravity of the situation. This is no ordinary threat, it is a declaration of war. Fury calls for the Avengers Initiative, a project long deemed unfeasible due to the volatile nature of its potential members. But with Earth's survival hanging by a thread, there's no room for hesitation. The call goes out, setting the stage for a gathering unlike any other. The introductions to the heroes are as distinctive as the characters themselves. Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow, is in the midst of an undercover mission when she receives the summons. Her calm yet deadly demeanor is on full display as she outwits her captors and prepares for her next assignment. Her target, Bruce Banner, the brilliant scientist who harbors a destructive alter ego, the Hulk. Banner, played with quiet vulnerability, has been living in self-imposed exile, treating the sick in a remote village. Natasha approaches him cautiously, knowing that provoking the Hulk could spell disaster. Despite his initial reluctance, Banner agrees to join the mission, drawn by the chance to use his intellect to help rather than harm. Meanwhile, Tony Stark is introduced in a blaze of technological brilliance and ego. His Iron Man suit gleams as he works to perfect his arc reactor technology. Stark's wit is as sharp as ever, but beneath his bravado lies a man grappling with his role in the world. When approached by Fury, he reluctantly agrees to lend his genius to the cause, though not without some quips and resistance. Steve Rogers, the man out of time, is training at a gym when Fury finds him. Captain America's journey is one of adjustment and purpose. Having awoken decades after World War II, he struggles to find his place in a modern world that feels alien to him. Yet, when duty calls, he doesn't hesitate, his unwavering sense of responsibility shining through. As the team begins to form, Thor makes his entrance in spectacular fashion. The Thunder God arrives on Earth in pursuit of Loki, his wayward brother, hoping to stop him before it's too late. Thor's motivations are deeply personal, his love for his brother conflicting with the knowledge of the destruction Loki intends to unleash. The early interactions among the group are as tense as they are entertaining. These are individuals who are unaccustomed to working together, each carrying their own baggage and perspectives. Tony Stark's sarcasm clashes with Steve Rogers' earnestness, while Bruce Banner remains guarded, wary of what might happen if he loses control. Thor's Asgardian grandeur feels out of place amidst the grounded realities of the others, creating a fascinating dynamic. Loki, meanwhile, continues his schemes, reveling in the chaos he sows. His capture by the Avengers is deliberate, a move designed to fracture their fragile alliance. As they interrogate him aboard the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier, his words are laced with manipulation, playing on their insecurities and fears. Loki's presence is a reminder of the stakes they face, a villain who is as cunning as he is powerful. The tension aboard the helicarrier reaches its peak when an argument erupts among the Avengers. The personalities that make them unique also make them volatile, and Loki's manipulations begin to take hold. Banner struggles to maintain his composure as emotions run high, the ever-present threat of the Hulk looming over them. The breaking point comes when Loki's forces attack the helicarrier, setting off a chain of events that forces the team to confront their vulnerabilities. Banner transforms into the Hulk, unleashing destruction as he battles both friend and foe. Thor and Loki face off in a brutal confrontation, their brotherly bond stretched to its limits. As the dust settles, the Avengers are left shaken and divided. Agent Coulson, a steadfast ally, falls victim to Loki's schemes, his death a devastating blow to the team. But Coulson's sacrifice becomes a rallying cry, a reminder of what they are fighting for. His death unites them in a way nothing else could, forging a bond that transcends their differences. The first half of the story ends with a sense of resolve and anticipation. The Avengers, though battered and bruised, are beginning to understand the true meaning of teamwork. The stage is set for an epic confrontation, as Loki prepares to unleash his full might on Earth. The heroes must rise to the occasion, their journey of growth and unity just beginning. The chaos Loki unleashed has left the Avengers reeling, but their resolve to stop him is now unshakable. As they regroup, their focus shifts to his ultimate plan, a devastating assault on Earth using the Chitauri army. Loki's intentions are clear: to establish himself as a ruler, a godlike figure who can command fear and subservience. However, the Avengers are no longer divided by their differences. Coulson's death has become the spark they needed to channel their individual strengths into a unified purpose. Loki's portal to bring the Chitauri to Earth is centered above Stark Tower in New York City. The gleaming skyscraper serves as a fittingly dramatic stage for the climactic battle. Stark, with his characteristic wit and determination, deduces Loki's plan and spearheads the team's counterattack. While the Avengers assemble their strategy, Loki basks in his temporary victory, taunting Thor, who remains conflicted between stopping his brother and saving him. The Avengers deploy to New York, each member stepping into their role with a newfound sense of purpose. Captain America takes command on the ground, coordinating the defense efforts and ensuring civilians are evacuated. His leadership is steady and inspiring, a stark contrast to the man who once felt out of place in the modern world. Black Widow and Hawkeye work as a seamless duo, their sharpshooting skills and tactical expertise making them formidable against Loki's forces. Meanwhile, Bruce Banner arrives in a scene that would become iconic. As chaos descends, Banner steps forward, uttering the words, "I'm always angry," before transforming into the Hulk and smashing a Chitauri Leviathan with a single punch. This moment is both awe-inspiring and a testament to Banner's acceptance of his dual nature. Marking a significant evolution in his character, the team launches into action as the portal opens, releasing wave after wave of Chitauri warriors into the city. The battle sequences are as thrilling as they are relentless, showcasing each Avenger's unique skills and how they complement one another. Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, crackles with lightning as he takes to the skies, dispatching enemies with divine ferocity. Stark's Iron Man soars through the air, his repulsors and ingenuity keeping the fight above ground. Amid the action, Natasha Romanoff infiltrates Stark Tower, using her resourcefulness and combat skills to confront Loki directly. Their encounter is a clash of wills. Loki underestimates her, believing her to be no more than a spy. But Natasha's sharp mind proves invaluable as she manipulates him into revealing crucial information about how to close the portal. The tension in their exchange underscores her depth as a character, one who can stand toe-to-toe with gods and monsters. The film's emotional weight intensifies as Thor attempts to reason with Loki one final time. Despite everything, Thor still sees the brother he grew up with, a glimmer of the person Loki once was. However, Loki's lust for power blinds him, and their confrontation becomes an electrifying duel that leaves both battered and emotionally scarred. Thor's heartbreak is palpable, a reflection of his love for his brother and his duty to stop him. As the battle rages on, Stark takes a gamble that encapsulates his growth as a hero. With the portal still open and the Chitauri forces seemingly endless, a nuclear missile is launched toward New York City. Stark intercepts the missile, redirecting it through the portal toward the Chitauri mothership. His decision is both selfless and harrowing, an acknowledgement that he may not survive the mission. The scene of Stark carrying the missile into space is visually stunning and emotionally charged. As he hurtles toward the Chitauri ship, the weight of his choice is evident. This act is not just about saving the city. It's about proving to himself and the world that he can be more than just a billionaire playboy. As the missile detonates, destroying the mothership and effectively neutralizing the Chitauri forces, Stark's suit powers down, leaving him adrift in space. Back on Earth, the Avengers watch with bated breath, their faces a mix of hope and despair. In a moment of unity, the Hulk leaps into action, catching Stark as he falls back through the portal just before it closes. The team's relief is palpable, and Stark's flippant humor upon regaining consciousness lightens the mood, a reminder of his indomitable spirit. With the immediate threat neutralized, the Avengers face Loki one last time. Defeated and stripped of his illusions of grandeur, Loki is subdued with a combination of brute force and biting wit. Thor takes custody of his brother, preparing to return him to Asgard to face justice. The brothers' parting is bittersweet, a culmination of their complex relationship that leaves the door open for future confrontations. The film concludes with the Avengers disbanding, each returning to their respective lives but with an unspoken bond that ties them together. Stark and Banner forge an unlikely friendship, their shared intellect a foundation for future collaborations. Thor returns to Asgard with a heavy heart, while Rogers grapples with his place in a world that is no longer the one he fought for. Natasha and Clint, though less visibly affected, carry the weight of their roles as spies and warriors in a world of gods and monsters. As the credits roll, the impact of their victory reverberates through the cinematic world. The Avengers have proven themselves as Earth's mightiest heroes, their journey one of growth, sacrifice, and unity. But the mid-credits scene teases a new and ominous threat: Thanos, the Mad Titan, a villain whose mere presence hints at battles yet to come. The story's resolution is satisfying yet leaves audiences yearning for more, a masterful blend of closure and anticipation that cements the Avengers as a cornerstone of modern superhero storytelling. The journey of these heroes, from individuals to a team, resonates not just within the confines of the film but in the hearts of viewers, setting the stage for a cinematic universe that continues to captivate. The brilliance of the Avengers lies in its ability to bring together a diverse array of characters, each with their own unique story, personality, and struggles, and seamlessly weave them into a cohesive narrative. Every Avenger brings something essential to the team, and the dynamics between them fuel much of the film's energy and emotional depth. Let's delve into the key players and how their individual arcs and personalities contribute to the larger story. At the center of the team is Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, played with charismatic flair by Robert Downey Jr. Stark is a billionaire genius whose life has been defined by his quick wit, technological prowess, and ego. When we meet him in this film, he's still very much the snarky, self-assured inventor who hides his vulnerability behind sarcasm and bravado. Yet, his journey in the Avengers marks a pivotal moment of growth. Initially skeptical of working with others, Stark is forced to confront the idea that his self-reliance isn't enough to save the world. His transformation is gradual but profound. By the end of the film, his willingness to sacrifice himself to save New York, a decision made without hesitation, shows a new depth of character. Stark's arc is one of a man learning that being a hero means putting others before himself, a theme that resonates throughout his future appearances in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Steve Rogers, or Captain America, is the moral center of the team. A man out of time, Rogers is still adjusting to a world vastly different from the one he knew during World War II. Chris Evans brings a quiet strength to the role, portraying Rogers as a soldier struggling to find his place in modern society. His old-fashioned values and unwavering sense of duty sometimes make him seem rigid, but they're also what make him the ideal leader. His clashes with Stark highlight their differing worldviews. Rogers values selflessness and teamwork, while Stark initially prioritizes individual brilliance. Yet, it's Rogers's unshakable belief in doing the right thing that ultimately binds the team together. His leadership in the battlefield scenes, particularly in New York, showcases his ability to inspire and organize even amidst chaos, proving why he's the natural leader of the Avengers. Then there's Thor, the Asgardian god of thunder, played with regal gravitas by Chris Hemsworth. Thor's journey in the Avengers is deeply tied to his complicated relationship with his brother, Loki. Thor's loyalty to his family and his duty to protect the Nine Realms put him in an unenviable position. He sees the potential for redemption in Loki, even as his brother wreaks havoc on Earth. This conflict adds layers to Thor's character, as he must reconcile his love for Loki with his responsibility to stop him. Thor's presence brings a mythic quality to the team, and his physical power, combined with his hammer Mjolnir, makes him a formidable force in battle. Yet, his character isn't defined solely by his strength. It's his vulnerability and emotional depth that make him relatable despite his godlike status. Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, is perhaps the most tragic member of the team. Mark Ruffalo's portrayal of Banner brings a quiet, introspective quality to the character. Banner's struggle with his dual identity as a brilliant scientist and an uncontrollable monster is at the heart of his arc. He spends much of the film trying to keep the Hulk at bay, fearful of the destruction he might unleash. Yet, it's Banner's acceptance of his anger, epitomized in the line, "I'm always angry," that allows him to harness the Hulk's power for good. The Hulk's incredible strength and sheer unpredictability make him both a terrifying and invaluable asset to the Avengers. Banner's journey is one of self-acceptance, as he learns to see the Hulk not as a curse, but as a part of who he is. Natasha Romanoff, or Black Widow, is the team's master spy and one of its most complex characters. Scarlett Johansson imbues Natasha with a mix of cunning, strength, and vulnerability. Her past as a Russian assassin haunts her, and she sees her work with the Avengers as a way to atone for her previous actions. Natasha's relationship with Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye, adds another layer to her character. The bond between the two is deeply personal, rooted in trust and shared history. Natasha's interrogation scenes highlight her intelligence and ability to manipulate situations to her advantage, while her moments of vulnerability, such as when she faces Loki's taunts about her past, show that she's far more than just a skilled fighter. Black Widow is a character of contrasts, ruthless yet compassionate, damaged yet resilient. Clint Barton, or Hawkeye, might not have the superpowers of his teammates, but his skills as an archer and his unwavering loyalty make him an integral part of the team. Jeremy Renner's performance captures Clint's grounded, no-nonsense demeanor. Though much of the film sees him under Loki's control, his eventual return to the Avengers showcases his resilience and determination. Clint's role in the team is understated but crucial. He represents the everyman, a hero without powers who still stands shoulder to shoulder with gods and superhumans. His bond with Natasha provides emotional depth, and their partnership is one of the film's quieter but more poignant elements. Finally, there's Loki, the film's antagonist and one of the most compelling characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Tom Hiddleston's portrayal of Loki is a masterclass in charisma and complexity. Loki isn't a villain driven purely by evil. He's a deeply flawed, deeply hurt individual whose actions stem from his feelings of rejection and inadequacy. His desire for power is born out of his longing for validation, and his manipulation of others, whether through his silver tongue or the power of the scepter, reflects his cunning nature. Loki's interactions with the Avengers, particularly Thor, reveal his inner turmoil. He taunts and schemes, but there are moments where his vulnerability peeks through, making him a character audiences can't help but be fascinated by. The relationships between the characters are just as important as their individual arcs. The clash between Stark and Rogers, for example, sets the stage for one of the most significant dynamics in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Their ideological differences create tension, but it's their eventual mutual respect that strengthens the team. Similarly, the bond between Natasha and Clint adds emotional weight to the story, reminding viewers that these heroes aren't just colleagues, they're friends. The interactions between Thor and Loki are another highlight, blending familial love with betrayal and conflict. Thor's unwavering hope that Loki can be redeemed adds a layer of tragedy to their relationship, as Loki continually chooses ambition over reconciliation. Meanwhile, Banner's tentative camaraderie with Stark provides moments of levity and warmth, as the two geniuses find common ground in their shared intellect. Ultimately, the Avengers succeeds because it doesn't just assemble a team of heroes. It creates a family of characters with distinct personalities, flaws, and motivations. Each Avenger brings something unique to the table, and their interactions, whether humorous, tense, or heartfelt, are what make the film so memorable. By the end, the audience isn't just rooting for the team to save the world. They're rooting for these individuals to find their place within it. When a movie as monumental as The Avengers hits the big screen, it's easy to assume that the journey from concept to creation was as seamless as the final product feels. However, the process behind making such an ambitious film is often filled with surprises, challenges, and quirky moments that make the finished product even more remarkable. As we delve into the strange and fascinating facts about the Avengers, you'll discover just how much went into creating this groundbreaking superhero team-up. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Avengers is how it managed to bring together a roster of A-list actors, each reprising their roles from previous standalone Marvel films. Behind the scenes, the dynamics of assembling this ensemble cast were just as complex as the storyline itself. For instance, Robert Downey Jr., already well established as Iron Man, took on an unofficial leadership role both on and off screen. His natural charisma and improvisational skills often set the tone for scenes, but they also presented unique challenges for the other actors, who sometimes found themselves trying to keep up with his spontaneity. In fact, several of Downey's lines in the film were unscripted, including his memorable quip about shawarma, a throwaway line that led to a now iconic post-credits scene hastily filmed after the premiere. But Downey wasn't the only actor to bring unexpected moments to the set. Chris Hemsworth, who played Thor, accidentally caused a minor injury to Tom Hiddleston, Loki, during one of their fight scenes. The scene called for Thor to punch Loki, and although it was meticulously choreographed, Hemsworth's swing landed a little too close for comfort. Hiddleston, ever the professional, brushed it off with a laugh, joking that it added authenticity to their sibling rivalry. Speaking of authenticity, the production design team went to great lengths to make the film's iconic locations feel real. The climactic battle in New York City, for example, wasn't actually filmed in New York. Instead, much of the sequence was shot in Cleveland, Ohio, with visual effects seamlessly blending the real cityscape with CGI to recreate Manhattan. This decision wasn't just a cost-saving measure. It also allowed the filmmakers to have more control over the environment, ensuring that they could capture the epic scope of the battle without logistical headaches. The visual effects themselves are a marvel, pun intended. The Hulk, brought to life through a combination of motion capture and CGI, was one of the most technically challenging aspects of the film. Mark Ruffalo, who played Bruce Banner, provided the motion capture performance for the Hulk, a first for the character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Ruffalo's facial expressions and body movements were meticulously recorded and translated onto the CGI model, giving the Hulk a level of nuance and personality that hadn't been seen in previous iterations. Even the film's costumes came with their own set of challenges and surprises. Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow suit, for instance, required hours of preparation each day to ensure it fit perfectly and allowed for the intense physical stunts she performed. Meanwhile, Chris Evans's Captain America costume underwent several iterations during production, with adjustments made to ensure it looked modern while still paying homage to the character's World War II roots. Evans reportedly found the helmet particularly uncomfortable, but his dedication to the role meant he endured the discomfort without complaint. One of the film's most unusual production quirks involved the character of Nick Fury, played by Samuel L. Jackson. Jackson's portrayal of Fury had been modeled after his own likeness in the Ultimate Marvel Comics years before he was officially cast in the role. This meant that when Jackson signed on to play Fury in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he was essentially stepping into a character who had already been designed with him in mind, a rare and fascinating case of life imitating art. Another fascinating behind-the-scenes story revolves around the film's iconic helicarrier. The massive flying fortress, a staple of S.H.I.E.L.D., was brought to life using a combination of practical sets and CGI. The interior of the helicarrier was built on a soundstage, with intricate details that made it feel like a functional command center. However, filming scenes on the helicarrier wasn't without its challenges. The confined spaces and complex set design meant that the cast and crew had to carefully choreograph their movements to avoid accidental collisions or disruptions during takes. The film's soundtrack, composed by Alan Silvestri, also has its own share of intriguing details. Silvestri's score, which perfectly captures the film's grandeur and excitement, features recurring musical motifs for each of the main characters. These motifs were subtly interwoven throughout the soundtrack, creating a sense of cohesion while still allowing each hero to shine. Interestingly, Silvestri completed the score in record time, working under tight deadlines to ensure it was ready for the film's release. But perhaps the most surprising fact about the Avengers is how it almost didn't happen at all. When Marvel first announced its plans for a shared cinematic universe, many industry insiders were skeptical. The idea of connecting multiple standalone films into one cohesive narrative was virtually unheard of at the time, and the logistical hurdles seemed insurmountable. Yet, against all odds, Marvel pulled it off, with the Avengers serving as the culmination of years of careful planning and storytelling. The success of the Avengers wasn't just a testament to the talent of its cast and crew, it also reflected the passion and dedication of Marvel Studios' leadership. Producer Kevin Feige, often referred to as the architect of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, played a pivotal role in ensuring that every detail of the film aligned with the larger vision for the franchise. From the witty dialogue to the jaw-dropping action sequences, every element of the Avengers was meticulously crafted to deliver an unforgettable cinematic experience. Even the marketing campaign for the film was a feat of ingenuity. Trailers and promotional materials were carefully designed to tease the film's epic scope without giving away too much. Fans were particularly excited by the glimpses of the Chitauri, the alien race that serves as Loki's army, and by the hints at the larger cosmic threats looming in the Marvel Universe. The decision to include a mid-credit scene introducing Thanos, a character who would go on to become the central antagonist of the Infinity Saga, was a bold move that left audiences buzzing with anticipation. As we look back on the Avengers, it's clear that the film's success wasn't just a matter of luck or star power. It was the result of countless hours of hard work, creative problem-solving, and a willingness to take risks. From the unexpected improvisations of the cast to the groundbreaking visual effects, every aspect of the film's production was imbued with a sense of innovation and ambition. Ultimately, The Avengers is more than just a superhero movie. It's a testament to the power of collaboration, both on-screen and behind the scenes. It's a film that celebrates the idea that when people with different strengths and perspectives come together, they can achieve something truly extraordinary. And just like the Avengers themselves, the cast and crew proved that sometimes the strangest and most unexpected challenges can lead to the most incredible results. The Avengers is more than just a movie. It's a cinematic landmark that changed the way audiences view superhero films and the broader potential of shared universes in storytelling. Its critical and cultural significance rests not only in its spectacle but in the way it navigates character dynamics, pivotal events, and thematic undercurrents that resonate on multiple levels. As we explore its critical perspectives and major movie events, we begin to see why this film remains a cornerstone of modern cinema. At its core, the Avengers had an audacious task: to bring together a cast of characters from distinct standalone films and unite them in a cohesive narrative. This objective was woven into the very fabric of the story, as the Avengers themselves are a group of disparate personalities forced to collaborate against an existential threat. The film's opening sequence sets the tone, thrusting viewers into the chaos of Loki's attack on a S.H.I.E.L.D. facility. This scene is not just an explosive introduction to the stakes but a thematic microcosm of what's to come. Loki's arrival as a powerful and manipulative antagonist establishes a clear moral divide, but his charisma and cunning complicate him as a villain. Loki's theft of the Tesseract, a potent energy source and MacGuffin, serves as the narrative catalyst, but the true drama lies in the interpersonal conflicts among the heroes. The early scenes, where Nick Fury recruits each member of the team, are crafted to highlight their individual strengths, weaknesses, and ideological differences. Tony Stark, with his razor-sharp wit and irreverence, clashes with Steve Rogers, whose old-fashioned values and disciplined nature make him a natural leader. Thor's godly arrogance contrasts sharply with Bruce Banner's quiet, cautious demeanor, while Natasha Romanoff and Clint Barton bring their own shades of mystery and humanity to the mix. These interactions are not merely entertaining. They mirror the broader challenge of unity in diversity, a theme that underpins the entire film. One of the film's most analyzed events is the confrontation aboard the helicarrier. As tensions between the team members reach a boiling point, fueled in part by Loki's manipulations, the scene showcases the fragile alliances within the group. Critics have praised this sequence for its ability to weave character development and thematic depth into an action-packed narrative. The debate between Tony and Steve about leadership and sacrifice is particularly resonant, foreshadowing the ideological rift that would later define Captain America: Civil War. The helicarrier sequence is also notable for its seamless blending of action and dialogue. The stakes feel real as the heroes battle Loki's mind-controlled agents and attempt to save the floating fortress from destruction. Bruce Banner's transformation into the Hulk during this sequence is a masterstroke of tension and payoff. It's both a thrilling spectacle and a moment of tragic inevitability, as Banner's worst fear, losing control, becomes reality. The climactic Battle of New York is an undeniable highlight, not just for its scale and visual spectacle but for the way it brings the film's themes full circle. The Avengers, now functioning as a team, face an overwhelming alien invasion orchestrated by Loki. Each hero has a defining moment that showcases their growth and contributions to the group. Iron Man's selfless decision to carry the nuclear missile through the wormhole stands out as a pivotal moment of redemption for Tony Stark, who begins the film as a self-centered billionaire but proves himself capable of true heroism. From a critical perspective, the Battle of New York has been lauded for its intricate choreography and its ability to balance multiple characters and subplots without losing focus. The use of a single continuous shot that moves between the heroes during the battle is a masterclass in cinematography, creating a sense of unity and coherence amid the chaos. This sequence also demonstrates the film's deft handling of tone, blending moments of humor, such as the Hulk's iconic punch to Thor, with genuine stakes and emotional resonance. Thematically, The Avengers explores ideas of teamwork, identity, and the burden of power. Each character grapples with their place in the world and their responsibility to others. For Steve Rogers, the journey is one of finding relevance in a modern era that seems to have left him behind. For Thor, it's about reconciling his duty as a prince of Asgard with his love for Earth and its people. Natasha Romanoff seeks redemption for her past, while Bruce Banner struggles to accept the duality of his nature. These personal arcs are interwoven with the larger narrative, creating a film that feels both epic and intimate. Critics have also noted the film's subtle commentary on authority and surveillance. S.H.I.E.L.D., the organization that assembles the Avengers, is depicted as a morally ambiguous entity, willing to use the Tesseract to develop weapons of mass destruction. This revelation, discovered by Tony and Bruce during their investigation, adds a layer of complexity to the narrative and raises questions about the ethics of power and control. The film doesn't provide easy answers but instead uses these dilemmas to deepen its characters and story. The reception to the Avengers was overwhelmingly positive, with many critics praising its ability to deliver both crowd-pleasing action and thoughtful storytelling. Its humor, often driven by Joss Whedon's sharp dialogue, was another highlight. Whedon's script strikes a delicate balance between levity and seriousness, ensuring that the film remains engaging without undermining its emotional core. Lines like "Puny God," delivered by the Hulk after defeating Loki, became instant classics, while the banter among the team members added a layer of relatability to their larger-than-life personas. Audience reactions mirrored critical acclaim, with fans celebrating the film as a dream come true for comic book enthusiasts. The integration of characters and storylines from previous Marvel films into a single cohesive narrative was unprecedented and set a new standard for franchise filmmaking. The film's success paved the way for subsequent Avengers films and solidified the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a cultural juggernaut. In retrospect, The Avengers resonates not just as a thrilling superhero film but as a story about overcoming differences and finding strength in unity. Its critical perspectives highlight the depth and nuance that elevate it above standard blockbuster fare, while its major events leave an indelible impact on both the characters and the audience. The film's exploration of themes like sacrifice, identity, and teamwork ensures its enduring legacy, making it a milestone in the history of cinema. The production of The Avengers, 2012, was nothing short of a Herculean effort, bringing together a multitude of moving parts to craft a cinematic marvel that would redefine the superhero genre. From assembling a stellar ensemble cast to choreographing breathtaking action sequences, every aspect of the filmmaking process was an intricate dance of creativity, logistics, and innovation. Along the way, the production team encountered challenges, discovered unexpected moments of magic, and unearthed fascinating anecdotes that make the film's creation as epic as the story it tells. The journey began with an ambitious vision, to unite heroes from separate franchises into a single cohesive narrative. This concept of a shared cinematic universe was unprecedented at the time and required meticulous planning. Producer Kevin Feige, the mastermind behind the Marvel Cinematic Universe (MCU), played a pivotal role in laying the groundwork for this crossover. The seeds had been sown in earlier MCU films, with post-credit scenes teasing connections between characters and storylines. However, translating this vision into a full-length feature required the right person at the helm. Enter Joss Whedon, a writer-director known for his sharp wit, ensemble storytelling, and deep understanding of character dynamics. Whedon's involvement was a game-changer for the project. His ability to juggle multiple storylines and give each character their moment to shine was critical to the film's success. Whedon himself later admitted that he approached the script as a character study disguised as an action film. He focused on the relationships and conflicts between the heroes, ensuring that their interactions felt authentic and meaningful. This approach added emotional depth to the film, allowing audiences to connect with the characters on a personal level. One of the most intriguing aspects of the production was the challenge of balancing the egos, both on and off screen. The film brought together A-list actors like Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, Chris Evans, Captain America, Chris Hemsworth, Thor, Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye, and Mark Ruffalo, Hulk, each representing their own standalone franchise. On set, there was an unspoken competition among the cast, particularly in scenes where they shared the screen. According to some crew members, this competitive energy actually worked in the film's favor. Mirroring the tension and camaraderie between the characters behind the scenes, the production was a hive of activity. The film's shoot spanned multiple locations, including Albuquerque, New York City, Cleveland, and Los Angeles. Each location presented its own set of challenges. For instance, the Battle of New York, a centerpiece of the film, was primarily shot in Cleveland, where sections of the city were transformed into a war-torn Manhattan. Achieving this illusion required extensive set design, practical effects, and green screen work. Crew members recalled how curious locals would gather to watch the action unfold, often snapping photos of the actors in costume. Speaking of costumes, designing the iconic looks for the heroes was a painstaking process. Each character's outfit needed to reflect their personality, function in high-octane action scenes, and look visually cohesive when viewed as a group. Costume designer Alexandra Byrne worked closely with the actors and directors to fine-tune every detail. For example, Chris Evans' Captain America suit was redesigned to emphasize its practicality and modernity while retaining its classic color scheme. Meanwhile, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk was brought to life through a combination of motion capture technology and CGI, with Ruffalo himself providing the facial expressions and movements for the Green Giant. One of the most surprising anecdotes from the set involved Tom Hiddleston, who played the film's antagonist, Loki. Known for his charm and professionalism, Hiddleston quickly became a favorite among the cast and crew. During the filming of Loki's dramatic monologue in Stuttgart, Germany, Hiddleston reportedly delivered his lines with such intensity that the extras in the scene spontaneously applauded, despite being instructed to act terrified. This moment of unscripted appreciation highlighted Hiddleston's magnetic performance and added to the camaraderie on set. Another memorable story centers on Robert Downey Jr., whose portrayal of Tony Stark/Iron Man was pivotal to the MCU's success. Downey is known for his improvisational skills, and several of his lines in the film were ad-libbed. One of the most famous examples is when Tony Stark refers to the Avengers as Earth's mightiest heroes in a sarcastic tone. This line, like many others, was not in the original script but fit perfectly with Stark's character. Downey's improvisations often kept the cast and crew on their toes, leading to moments of genuine surprise and laughter. The production wasn't without its challenges. One of the most significant hurdles was coordinating the actors' schedules, given their busy calendars and commitments to other projects. Ensuring that all the major players could be on set at the same time required an almost military level of precision. There were also technical challenges, such as perfecting the visual effects that brought the Chitauri army and their alien technology to life. Industrial Light and Magic, ILM, the visual effects company responsible for much of the CGI, worked tirelessly to ensure that every explosion, spaceship, and Hulk transformation looked seamless and realistic. Interestingly, the filmmakers also faced challenges in balancing the tone of the film. With so many larger-than-life characters and a storyline involving a global threat, there was a risk of the film becoming too dark or overly serious. To counter this, Whedon infused the script with humor and lighter moments, many of which became fan favorites. From Tony Stark's witty one-liners to the Hulk's iconic puny god moment with Loki, these instances of levity provided a perfect counterbalance to the film's high-stakes drama. The film's score, composed by Alan Silvestri, played a crucial role in shaping its emotional and epic tone. Silvestri's main theme for the Avengers has become one of the most recognizable pieces of music in the superhero genre, embodying the grandeur and unity of the team. Recording the score involved a full orchestra, and Silvestri worked closely with the filmmakers to ensure that the music complemented the action on screen. The triumphant swell of the theme during key moments, such as the iconic circular shot of the team assembling in New York, left an indelible mark on audiences. Perhaps one of the most remarkable aspects of the Avengers is how it managed to exceed expectations despite the immense pressure on its shoulders. The film's budget was a reported $220 million, and its success was far from guaranteed. However, the combination of meticulous planning, creative vision, and a dedicated cast and crew resulted in a film that not only shattered box office records but also set a new standard for blockbuster filmmaking. By the time The Avengers premiered, it had already begun to change the landscape of Hollywood, proving that interconnected storytelling could captivate audiences on a massive scale. In the end, the making of The Avengers was as much a tale of teamwork and perseverance as the story it told. The film's production is a testament to the passion and ingenuity of everyone involved, from the actors and directors to the behind-the-scenes crew who worked tirelessly to bring the vision to life. These insights and fun facts about the filmmaking process only deepen our appreciation for the monumental effort that went into creating a movie that continues to inspire and entertain audiences worldwide. The setting of The Avengers, 2012, is as vast and varied as the superhero roster it brings together, weaving a tapestry of iconic locations and visually stunning environments that form the backbone of its narrative. The film takes audiences on a globe-spanning journey, each setting meticulously chosen to enhance the story's tension, atmosphere, and scale. From high-tech laboratories and clandestine S.H.I.E.L.D. facilities to bustling urban landscapes and intergalactic battlegrounds, every location is a character in itself, adding depth and dimension to the unfolding drama. The film begins with a sense of foreboding as the Tesseract, a mysterious and powerful artifact, comes to life in a remote S.H.I.E.L.D. research facility. This location, with its clinical design and cutting-edge technology, is intentionally sterile and impersonal, reflecting the cold, detached nature of the experiments conducted there. The sudden intrusion of Loki, the god of mischief, disrupts this controlled environment, turning it into a scene of chaos and destruction. The contrast between the facility's orderly design and the ensuing havoc underscores the unpredictable and dangerous nature of the events to come. As the story unfolds, the settings begin to expand, mirroring the assembling of the Avengers themselves. Each hero is introduced in a setting that reflects their personality and circumstances. For instance, we find Tony Stark in the luxurious, futuristic confines of Stark Tower, a gleaming symbol of his brilliance and ego. The tower's high-tech design, complete with holographic displays and cutting-edge AI, mirrors Stark's penchant for innovation and his larger-than-life persona. Meanwhile, Steve Rogers, still adjusting to the modern world, is seen in a simpler, more grounded environment, a boxing gym. This setting reflects his old-school values and internal struggle with a world that feels alien to him. Thor's entrance takes us to the celestial beauty of Asgard, with its shimmering spires and otherworldly vistas. Though brief, this glimpse into Thor's homeworld serves as a reminder of the film's cosmic stakes and the grandeur of the universe beyond Earth. Bruce Banner's initial scenes, on the other hand, are set in a remote and impoverished part of India, where he works as a doctor. The bustling streets and humble surroundings reflect Banner's attempt to live a low-profile life, far removed from the chaos of his Hulk persona. The film's primary battleground, however, is New York City, which serves as the backdrop for the climactic showdown between the Avengers and Loki's Chitauri army. This choice of setting is both practical and symbolic. New York, often seen as a microcosm of the world, represents the stakes of the battle, saving not just a single city, but humanity itself. The urban environment, with its towering skyscrapers and crowded streets, provides a dynamic playground for the action, allowing the heroes to showcase their abilities in creative and visually striking ways. The filmmaker's use of New York City extends beyond its physical attributes. The city's vibrant energy and cultural significance add an emotional weight to the battle. When the Avengers finally assemble in a circular formation amidst the rubble, it is not just a moment of triumph for the characters, but also a declaration of hope and resilience for the people they are protecting. The filmmakers capitalize on the iconic status of landmarks like Grand Central Terminal, which becomes a focal point of the action, grounding the fantastical elements of the story in a tangible, real-world location. Cinematography plays a crucial role in bringing these settings to life and immersing the audience in the story. Director of photography Seamus McGarvey employs a mix of sweeping wide shots and intimate close-ups to capture the scale and emotion of the film. For instance, the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier, a floating fortress in the sky, is introduced with a breathtaking aerial shot that showcases its grandeur and technological marvel. This is juxtaposed with the confined interiors of the carrier, where tension and conflict among the heroes simmer, creating a sense of claustrophobia despite the vessel's size. Lighting is another key element used to enhance the mood and tone of the settings. Stark Tower is often bathed in cool blues and metallic grays, emphasizing its sleek, futuristic design and the cerebral nature of Tony Stark's work. In contrast, the scenes involving Loki are dominated by darker, more ominous lighting, with shadows and green hues reflecting his sinister intentions and connection to the Tesseract. The Battle of New York is lit with a mix of natural sunlight and the harsh glow of explosions, creating a visceral sense of urgency and chaos. Color grading further enhances the film's visual impact, with a palette that shifts to reflect the narrative's tone. The bright, saturated colors of the heroes' costumes stand out against the muted, desaturated backgrounds, ensuring that each character remains visually distinct amidst the chaos. This approach not only reinforces the individuality of each Avenger, but also highlights their unity when they come together as a team. The sound design and score also play a pivotal role in shaping the atmosphere of the settings. Alan Silvestri's iconic score, with its triumphant brass and sweeping strings, underscores the grandeur and heroism of the story. The music adapts to each setting, with softer, more introspective themes accompanying scenes like Banner's introduction and bombastic, adrenaline-pumping tracks driving the action sequences. The sound effects, from the hum of the helicarrier's engines to the deafening roars of the Hulk, add a layer of authenticity to the environments, making them feel immersive and alive. Practical effects and CGI are seamlessly blended to create the film's settings and bring its fantastical elements to life. The S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier, for example, was partially constructed as a physical set, with green screens used to extend the environment and depict the vessel's surroundings. Similarly, the streets of Cleveland were transformed into a convincing stand-in for New York City, with practical debris and CGI enhancements creating a realistic war zone. The attention to detail in these effects ensures that the settings feel grounded, even as the story ventures into the realm of the extraordinary. The interplay between the settings and the characters' journeys is one of the film's greatest strengths. Each location serves as a stage for the heroes to confront their fears, forge alliances, and ultimately become a team. The S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier, for instance, is not just a technological marvel but also a crucible where the Avengers' personalities clash and their vulnerabilities are exposed. It is in this setting that they are forced to confront the magnitude of the threat they face and the necessity of working together. As the film progresses, the settings become more dynamic and fluid, reflecting the escalating stakes of the story. The Battle of New York is a masterclass in using the environment to enhance the action. The verticality of the cityscape allows for visually stunning sequences, such as Iron Man weaving through skyscrapers and the Hulk leaping from building to building. The filmmakers make full use of the urban environment, incorporating elements like cars, buses, and even Stark Tower itself into the choreography of the fight. Ultimately, the settings and cinematic elements of the Avengers are more than just backdrops. They are integral to the storytelling. They provide a sense of scale and grandeur, grounding the fantastical elements in a tangible reality while amplifying the emotional and thematic resonance of the narrative. The film's visual and auditory design invites the audience to experience the world through the eyes of its heroes, making every victory and setback feel immediate and impactful. In capturing the spirit of its characters and the enormity of its stakes, the Avengers uses its settings and cinematic techniques to create an experience that is as emotionally engaging as it is visually spectacular. It is a testament to the power of collaboration, not just among the Avengers themselves but also among the talented artists and technicians who brought their world to life. Behind the glitz and glamour of the Avengers, 2012, lies a treasure trove of behind-the-scenes stories, quirky moments, and monumental challenges that shaped the making of this iconic superhero ensemble film. The journey from script to screen was one of creativity, camaraderie, and innovation, with the cast and crew pouring their hearts into every frame. Their dedication and teamwork resulted in a cinematic spectacle that captivated audiences worldwide, but not without a fair share of unexpected twists, memorable interactions, and production hurdles. One of the most entertaining aspects of the production was the dynamic among the star-studded cast. With big names like Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, and Jeremy Renner sharing the screen, it was inevitable that sparks would fly, not just in the story, but on set as well. Downey, known for his wit and charm, quickly became the heart of the group, often lightening the mood with jokes and playful antics. His trailer, famously nicknamed The Fort, became a social hub where the cast would gather during breaks, cementing their off-screen chemistry. The camaraderie among the actors extended beyond their downtime. During filming, they often engaged in friendly competitions, from arm wrestling matches between Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans to improvisational challenges where they tried to outdo each other with witty one-liners. Downey, ever the improviser, contributed several unscripted moments that made it into the final cut, including the iconic "and that man is playing Galaga" line, which perfectly captured Tony Stark's irreverent humor. The interaction between the cast and crew was equally endearing. Director Joss Whedon fostered an atmosphere of collaboration and openness, encouraging actors to share their input and ideas. This approach allowed the cast to infuse their characters with a sense of authenticity and personality. Whedon's ability to balance the demands of a massive ensemble film while nurturing individual performances was a feat in itself, earning him the respect and admiration of everyone on set. However, the road to creating the Avengers was not without its challenges. Coordinating the schedules of such a high-profile cast proved to be a logistical puzzle. With each actor juggling multiple commitments, assembling them all for key scenes required meticulous planning and flexibility. Filming the climactic Battle of New York, for instance, involved weeks of shooting in both Cleveland and on soundstages, with the actors often performing against green screens and reacting to events that would only be fully realized in post-production. Another significant hurdle was Mark Ruffalo's portrayal of the Hulk. Unlike previous versions of the character, Whedon and the production team opted to use motion capture technology to bring the Hulk to life. This decision meant Ruffalo had to wear a skin-tight mo-cap suit with sensors attached to his face and body, a process that was as physically demanding as it was emotionally draining. Despite the challenges, Ruffalo embraced the role with enthusiasm, working closely with the visual effects team to ensure his performance translated seamlessly to the screen. The production also encountered unexpected obstacles that tested the crew's resourcefulness. For instance, during the filming of the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier scenes, the massive set required intricate lighting setups to mimic the appearance of floating in midair. The team experimented with various techniques, including using LED panels and practical effects, to create the illusion of movement and scale. The result was a visually stunning environment that became one of the film's most memorable locations. One particularly amusing behind-the-scenes anecdote involved Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. Chris Hemsworth, known for his dedication to the role, took great care to perfect the way he wielded the iconic weapon. However, during one rehearsal, Hemsworth accidentally dropped the hammer, which landed with an unceremonious thud, prompting laughter from the crew. This light-hearted moment underscored the humanity of the actors, who, despite portraying larger-than-life characters, were not immune to occasional mishaps. Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow also had her share of challenges. The character's high-octane action sequences required rigorous physical preparation, including martial arts training and stunt rehearsals. Johansson performed many of her own stunts, showcasing her commitment to bringing Natasha Romanoff's strength and agility to life. Behind the scenes, she developed a close bond with her stunt double, Heidi Moneymaker, whose expertise was instrumental in executing the film's adrenaline-pumping fight scenes. The visual effects team, led by Industrial Light and Magic (ILM), faced the monumental task of creating the film's breathtaking action sequences and fantastical elements. From designing the Chitauri army and their alien technology to crafting the destruction of New York City, the VFX artists pushed the boundaries of what was possible. One of the most challenging shots involved the iconic tracking sequence during the Battle of New York, where the camera seamlessly transitions between each Avenger as they fight the Chitauri. This meticulously choreographed moment required a blend of practical effects, CGI, and precise timing to achieve its fluidity. Despite the intense workload, the VFX team found moments of levity during the creative process. Easter eggs and hidden details were subtly incorporated into the film, rewarding eagle-eyed fans who watched closely. For example, a visual nod to the late comic book legend Stan Lee can be spotted in the background of certain scenes, a tribute to his enduring legacy in the Marvel Universe. The costume department also played a crucial role in defining the characters' visual identities. Each costume was carefully designed to reflect the personality and history of the hero wearing it. For example, Captain America's suit was updated to blend modern aesthetics with its classic comic book origins, while Iron Man's armor featured sleek upgrades that highlighted Stark's penchant for innovation. The process of creating these costumes often involved multiple fittings and adjustments, with the actors providing feedback to ensure both comfort and functionality. One of the most heartwarming aspects of the production was the sense of unity among the cast and crew. As the film progressed, the actors began to feel like a real team, mirroring the journey of their characters. This sense of camaraderie was particularly evident during the film's wrap party, where the cast shared stories, expressed gratitude, and celebrated their collective achievement. It was a moment of reflection and pride, marking the culmination of months of hard work and dedication. As the film neared completion, the post-production phase brought its own set of challenges. Editing the massive amount of footage into a cohesive narrative required precision and creativity. Whedon worked closely with editor Jeffrey Ford to fine-tune the pacing, ensuring that each character received their moment to shine while maintaining the story's momentum. The result was a film that balanced epic action with intimate character moments, resonating with audiences on multiple levels. Looking back on the making of the Avengers, it's clear that the film was a labor of love for everyone involved. From the actors and stunt performers to the visual effects artists and costume designers, each individual contributed their unique talents to create a cinematic masterpiece. The stories behind the scenes reveal not only the challenges and triumphs of the production, but also the enduring spirit of collaboration and creativity that defines the Marvel Cinematic Universe. At its core, The Avengers, 2012, is a thrilling superhero spectacle, but beneath its action-packed exterior lies a tapestry of rich themes and intricate symbolism. These deeper elements elevate the film beyond a mere blockbuster, giving it emotional resonance and intellectual depth. Exploring these themes and symbols offers insight into the narrative's heart and soul, revealing how they intertwine with the plot and characters to create a story that captivates audiences on multiple levels. One of the most prominent themes in The Avengers is the idea of unity through diversity. At the start, the Avengers are a disparate group of individuals, each grappling with their unique abilities, egos, and pasts. Tony Stark, Iron Man, is the brash genius who struggles with trust and vulnerability. Bruce Banner, Hulk, wrestles with his inner rage and fears of causing harm. Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, seeks redemption for her past, while Clint Barton, Hawkeye, fights to reclaim his agency after being manipulated. These characters are as different as they come, and initially, their differences spark tension, conflict, and division. However, the film uses these very differences to showcase the power of collaboration. The theme of unity is symbolized through moments where individual strengths come together to achieve what none could accomplish alone. The pivotal scene in the Battle of New York, where the Avengers finally fight as a cohesive unit, visually and emotionally encapsulates this theme. The camera pans seamlessly from one hero to another, showing how their actions are interconnected. This moment is a symbolic victory of teamwork over individualism, illustrating that true strength lies in embracing diversity and working together for a common cause. Another significant theme is the nature of power and responsibility. Loki's character embodies the misuse of power, seeking dominion over Earth through manipulation and fear. His scepter, a literal symbol of his power, is also a representation of control, bending the will of others to serve his purpose. In contrast, the Avengers' power is rooted in selflessness and sacrifice. They don't seek power for personal gain but wield it to protect others. This contrast between Loki's selfish ambition and the Avengers' collective responsibility underscores the ethical implications of power and the choices it demands. The theme of sacrifice is intricately woven throughout the narrative, particularly through the character arcs of Tony Stark and Steve Rogers. Tony's journey toward selflessness reaches a climax when he carries the nuclear missile into space, fully aware that he might not return. This act of heroism is a turning point for his character, symbolizing his evolution from a self-centered billionaire to a true hero willing to lay down his life for others. Steve Rogers, on the other hand, embodies sacrifice from the beginning, having already given up his past life to serve his country. His role in the team highlights the enduring nature of selflessness and its ripple effect on those around him. The film also delves into the theme of identity and belonging. Each Avenger grapples with their sense of self and their place in the world. For characters like Thor, this struggle is tied to his dual identity as a god and a protector of Earth. His hammer, Mjolnir, serves as a powerful symbol of worthiness and responsibility, reminding him of the balance he must strike between his divine heritage and his human connections. For Bruce Banner, The Hulk represents the duality within him, the monster and the man. His journey is one of acceptance, learning that his strength comes not from suppressing his darker side but from integrating it. Symbolism plays a crucial role in conveying these themes. The Tesseract, for example, is more than just a powerful energy source. It symbolizes the dangers of unbridled ambition and the lengths to which individuals and organizations will go to harness its power. It acts as a catalyst for conflict, bringing together the Avengers and forcing them to confront their differences. Similarly, Loki's scepter, infused with the Mind Stone, represents manipulation and control, contrasting with the Avengers' fight for freedom and agency. The Helicarrier, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s floating fortress, is another symbolic element. It represents humanity's attempt to wield control and maintain order in a chaotic world. However, its vulnerability during the attack exposes the fragility of such endeavors, emphasizing the need for resilience and adaptability in the face of unforeseen challenges. The Helicarrier's ultimate survival serves as a metaphor for the Avengers' ability to rise above their individual weaknesses and protect what matters most. The theme of legacy is subtly explored through Steve Rogers and Tony Stark, whose contrasting worldviews reflect the generational divide between them. Steve, as a relic of the past, holds on to traditional values of honor, duty, and sacrifice. Tony, as a man of the present, embodies progress, innovation, and pragmatism. Their initial clashes symbolize the tension between tradition and modernity, but their eventual collaboration illustrates the importance of bridging these perspectives to create a stronger future. The interplay between chaos and order is another recurring motif. Loki thrives on chaos, seeking to disrupt and dominate through fear. His arrival on Earth and the subsequent destruction he causes highlight the fragility of order. The Avengers, in contrast, strive to restore balance, using their individual strengths to counteract the forces of chaos. This battle between chaos and order is visually represented in the climactic Battle of New York, where the city's towering structures and organized grid system are juxtaposed with the chaotic invasion of the Chitauri. The Avengers' victory symbolizes humanity's resilience and ability to overcome disorder through unity and determination. The film's exploration of trust and mistrust adds another layer of complexity. The Avengers' initial lack of trust in one another mirrors the larger theme of distrust in institutions, exemplified by S.H.I.E.L.D.'s secretive nature and hidden agendas. Nick Fury's manipulation of events to unite the team raises questions about the ethics of leadership and the sacrifices required for the greater good. The breaking and rebuilding of trust among the characters serve as a microcosm of the larger struggles faced by societies attempting to unite in the face of adversity. Even the film's humor carries thematic weight. Tony Stark's witty remarks and banter serve as a coping mechanism, masking his insecurities and fears. These moments of levity humanize the characters, reminding audiences that even heroes are flawed and relatable. The humor also reinforces the theme of resilience, showing how the Avengers maintain their spirit and resolve even in the darkest moments. The overarching theme of hope is perhaps the most enduring aspect of the Avengers. Despite their differences and the odds stacked against them, the Avengers come together to fight for a brighter future. Their victory is not just a triumph over Loki and the Chitauri, but a testament to the power of hope and perseverance. This message resonates deeply with audiences, reminding them of the strength that lies in unity and the importance of standing together in the face of adversity. In conclusion, The Avengers weaves its themes and symbolism into every aspect of the film, creating a narrative that is as emotionally impactful as it is visually spectacular. From the power of unity and the nature of sacrifice to the exploration of identity and trust, these elements enrich the story and connect audiences to the characters on a profound level. Through its use of symbolic imagery and thematic depth, the film transcends its genre, leaving a lasting legacy as a cinematic masterpiece that continues to inspire and entertain. The Avengers, 2012, is not just a story about Earth's mightiest heroes. It's a triumph of filmmaking that brought together a multi-franchise universe into a cohesive and thrilling spectacle. Directed by Joss Whedon, the movie is a masterclass in filmmaking techniques, blending cutting-edge technology, innovative storytelling, and precise craftsmanship to create an unforgettable cinematic experience. From its meticulous use of sound and editing to its stunning visual effects and camera work, every element was carefully designed to captivate audiences and elevate the superhero genre to new heights. One of the most striking aspects of the film is its seamless integration of practical effects and CGI. Creating a believable world where gods, super soldiers, geniuses, and monsters coexist was no small feat. The visual effects team, led by Industrial Light and Magic (ILM), worked tirelessly to bring the fantastical elements to life. The destruction of New York during the climactic battle, the design of the alien Chitauri army, and the Hulk's transformation are prime examples of CGI used to enhance the story without overwhelming it. ILM's work on the Hulk, in particular, was groundbreaking, as they used motion capture technology to capture Mark Ruffalo's expressions, ensuring the character retained a human quality amidst his monstrous appearance. The use of 3D technology further enhanced the film's immersive experience. While many films of the era converted to 3D post-production, The Avengers was designed with the format in mind, allowing Whedon and his team to use depth to their advantage. Scenes such as the Battle of New York became more dynamic, with debris flying toward the screen and characters leaping into action, pulling audiences deeper into the chaos. The cinematography, helmed by Seamus McGarvey, played a crucial role in shaping the movie's atmosphere. McGarvey skillfully balanced intimate character moments with large-scale action sequences. For instance, during the helicarrier scenes, the camera often moved fluidly to mimic the feeling of being aboard a massive, floating structure. This dynamic movement contrasted sharply with the grounded, handheld style used in the tense, personal confrontations between the characters. The cinematography also employed vibrant colors to reflect the personalities of the heroes. Stark Tower, later Avengers Tower, gleamed with futuristic blues and silvers, reflecting Tony Stark's technological prowess, while the Asgardian elements glowed with ethereal golds, signifying Thor's divine origins. The iconic one-shot sequence during the Battle of New York, where the camera pans through the city to show each Avenger fighting in their unique style, remains one of the film's most memorable moments. This shot, meticulously choreographed and executed, visually represents the theme of unity. It required months of planning, with pre-visualizations guiding the camera movements and actor placements to ensure the scene flowed seamlessly. Sound design played an equally vital role in the movie's success. Sound supervisor Christopher Boyes and his team created a rich auditory landscape that brought the Marvel Universe to life. From the metallic clanging of Iron Man's suit to the thunderous roars of the Hulk, each character's sound was distinct and carefully crafted. The Chitauri's alien technology emitted unsettling, high-pitched tones, heightening their otherworldly menace, while Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, produced a deep, resonant hum that conveyed its immense power. Alan Silvestri's score added another layer of emotional depth to the film. His composition for the Avengers theme became instantly iconic, capturing the heroic essence of the team with its triumphant, uplifting melody. The score seamlessly transitioned between high-energy action cues and more subdued, introspective moments, mirroring the emotional beats of the story. For example, the music swelled during the team's first united battle, amplifying the sense of triumph and unity, while quieter themes underscored the personal struggles of characters like Bruce Banner and Natasha Romanoff. Editing was another cornerstone of the film's success. Jeffrey Ford and Lisa Lasek ensured that the pacing remained tight, balancing character development with action-packed sequences. With multiple storylines converging, it was essential to maintain clarity and momentum without losing the audience. The editors used cross-cutting effectively, especially during the helicarrier attack, to showcase how each character contributed to the larger conflict. This technique kept the energy high and emphasized the interconnectedness of the team's actions. The dialogue, a hallmark of Joss Whedon's writing, was delivered with impeccable timing, adding humor and humanity to the story. Whedon's script ensured that each character had a distinct voice, and the actors' performances brought these voices to life. The banter between Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, Thor's regal declarations, and Natasha's sharp wit all contributed to the film's dynamic tone. The interplay of humor and drama was a delicate balance, preventing the movie from becoming overly serious while maintaining emotional stakes. The practical effects team also deserves recognition for their contributions. The helicarrier set, a marvel of production design, was partially built to scale, allowing actors to interact with their environment and grounding the fantastical elements in reality. The team constructed portions of the bridge, the medical bay, and other areas to create a tangible space that enhanced the performances and lent authenticity to the scenes. Similarly, the destruction in New York was achieved through a combination of CGI and practical effects, with detailed miniatures and pyrotechnics adding realism to the chaos. Box office success is another testament to the film's masterful execution. The Avengers shattered records upon its release, grossing over $1.5 billion worldwide and becoming the third highest-grossing film of all time at the time. Its success was a culmination of years of careful planning by Marvel Studios, beginning with Iron Man, 2008, and continuing through Thor, 2011, and Captain America, the First Avenger, 2011. The interconnected narrative threads paid off spectacularly, as audiences flocked to theaters to see their favorite heroes unite. The marketing campaign also played a crucial role in the film's financial success. Marvel's strategy of teasing the Avengers initiative in post-credit scenes created anticipation and excitement among fans. Trailers showcased the movie's epic scale and character interactions, while viral campaigns, merchandise, and partnerships ensured that the Avengers was a cultural phenomenon even before its release. Behind the scenes, the collaborative spirit among the cast and crew mirrored the theme of unity in the film. The actors' camaraderie translated to the screen, making the team dynamics feel authentic. Robert Downey Jr. often acted as the group's leader off-camera, fostering a sense of family among the cast. Mark Ruffalo, new to the franchise, was welcomed with open arms, and his chemistry with the ensemble helped solidify the Hulk's place in the team. Stories of the cast hanging out between takes, sharing meals, and joking around contributed to the positive atmosphere on set, which undoubtedly influenced the performances. Despite the film's success, it wasn't without challenges. Coordinating the schedules of a star-studded cast, managing the technical demands of the production, and meeting the high expectations of fans were significant hurdles. However, the dedication and passion of everyone involved ensured that these obstacles were overcome, resulting in a movie that exceeded all expectations. In conclusion, The Avengers is a shining example of what can be achieved when innovative filmmaking techniques, skilled storytelling, and passionate collaboration come together. From its groundbreaking visual effects and dynamic cinematography to its expertly crafted sound design and editing, every aspect of the film was designed to create an unforgettable experience. Its box office success and enduring legacy are a testament to the hard work and creativity of the filmmakers, making it a landmark achievement in the history of cinema. The success of The Avengers, 2012, isn't just rooted in its thrilling action sequences and compelling storytelling, but also in the extraordinary ensemble cast and the reception they received both on and off the screen. From the casting process to interviews filled with camaraderie, and finally to the fans' adoration, the human element behind the film played a pivotal role in making it an enduring favorite. In this exploration, we dive into the lives of the cast during the making of the movie, their thoughts and insights shared during interviews, and how audiences worldwide reacted to the Marvel Cinematic Universe's first mega team-up. Robert Downey Jr., who reprised his role as Tony Stark/Iron Man, was the linchpin of the MCU, having kick-started the franchise with Iron Man in 2008. Known for his charismatic personality, Downey's portrayal of Stark had already become iconic by the time The Avengers was in production. During interviews, he often spoke about how the film felt like a culmination of his journey in the MCU. Downey described the project as a mix of immense pressure and joy, as it was the first movie to unite multiple heroes from standalone films. His role as a team leader extended beyond the screen. Cast members frequently referred to him as the big brother on set, keeping the mood light with his humor and providing guidance during challenging scenes. Chris Evans, stepping into his second outing as Steve Rogers/Captain America, faced a different set of challenges. Evans admitted in interviews that he initially hesitated to take on the role, fearing the long-term commitment of joining such a massive franchise. However, by the time The Avengers rolled around, he had fully embraced the character. Evans brought a grounded and earnest quality to Captain America, which contrasted brilliantly with Downey's sharp wit as Iron Man reflecting on his role Evans said. "Steve's struggle to find his place in the modern world mirrored my own journey in becoming part of this larger Marvel family." Thor, played by Chris Hemsworth, brought a godly presence to the team. Hemsworth's towering physique and regal demeanor made him a natural fit for the Asgardian prince, but his sense of humor shone brightly in ensemble scenes. Interviews revealed that Hemsworth enjoyed playing off the contrasting personalities of the team, particularly the Hulk and Iron Man. "It was like stepping into a dynamic family, where everyone has their quirks and you learn to play along," he shared. Hemsworth's off-screen camaraderie with Tom Hiddleston, who played Loki, added depth to their on-screen sibling rivalry, making their interactions some of the most memorable in the film. Mark Ruffalo, the newcomer among the principal cast, took on the dual role of Bruce Banner and the Hulk. Ruffalo's casting initially raised eyebrows as he replaced Edward Norton, who played Banner in The Incredible Hulk, 2008. However, Ruffalo's nuanced portrayal won over fans and critics alike. During interviews, Ruffalo revealed his initial nervousness about joining an established cast but credited Downey and the rest of the team for making him feel welcome. "The Hulk was like the outsider in the team, and I kind of felt the same way at first," Ruffalo admitted. His use of motion capture to bring the Hulk to life was groundbreaking, allowing him to imbue the character with human emotion and depth, an achievement he was particularly proud of. Scarlett Johansson's Natasha Romanoff/Black Widow was another standout in the ensemble. Johansson, who had already introduced the character in Iron Man 2, 2010, brought a mix of lethal efficiency and emotional complexity to the role. In interviews, Johansson often discussed how Natasha's relationships with the other Avengers, particularly Hawkeye and Bruce Banner, added layers to her character. She praised director Joss Whedon for crafting scenes that showcased Natasha's vulnerability without undermining her strength. Behind the scenes, Johansson was known for her dedication, undergoing intense training to perfect her fight choreography, which became a signature aspect of her character. Jeremy Renner, as Clint Barton/Hawkeye, had the unique challenge of playing a hero who spends a significant portion of the movie under Loki's mind control. Renner's sharp wit and dry humor shone in interviews, where he joked about his limited dialogue in the first half of the movie. Despite this, Renner's portrayal left a lasting impact, particularly in his scenes with Johansson. The actors' real-life friendship translated beautifully on screen, adding emotional weight to their characters' bond. Samuel L. Jackson, as Nick Fury, was the glue holding the team together both narratively and thematically. Jackson's commanding presence gave the film its gravitas, and his portrayal of Fury as a shrewd yet compassionate leader resonated with audiences. Jackson's interviews often highlighted his appreciation for Marvel's long-term planning, expressing excitement about being part of a project that redefines cinematic storytelling. The cast's chemistry wasn't confined to the screen, it was palpable during interviews and promotional events. One memorable moment occurred during a press junket, where the cast playfully teased each other about their characters' quirks and shared stories from the set. Downey often took on the role of the group's spokesperson, while Ruffalo's humility and Evans' infectious laughter added to the dynamic. These interactions made it clear that the Avengers weren't just a team in the movie, they had become a family in real life. Audience reviews further underscored the film's impact. Fans praised the balance between character development and action, a feat that seemed nearly impossible given the ensemble cast. Many noted how each character was given their moment to shine, ensuring that no hero felt overshadowed. The humor, particularly in Stark's quips and the Hulk's surprising comedic timing, was another highlight, providing levity amidst the high-stakes plot. Critics were equally impressed. Roger Ebert described The Avengers as a near-perfect example of its genre, commending its ability to juggle multiple characters and storylines without losing focus. Many reviews highlighted the film's cultural significance, noting how it set a new standard for blockbuster filmmaking and solidified the superhero genre's place in mainstream cinema. Fan reactions ranged from emotional to ecstatic. Social media platforms were flooded with memes, fan art, and discussions about favorite moments. The Hulk smashing Loki into the ground became an instant classic, sparking countless parodies and GIFs. Fans also appreciated the film's attention to detail, from its callbacks to previous Marvel movies to the subtle nods to comic book lore. Behind the scenes, the cast's commitment to their roles extended beyond the film. They participated in charitable events, visited children's hospitals in character, and engaged with fans at conventions, further endearing them to audiences. These efforts reflected the heart of the Marvel brand, a genuine connection with its fans. In conclusion, the cast of the Avengers brought their A-game, both on and off the screen, creating a movie that resonated with audiences worldwide. Their chemistry, dedication, and passion for their roles were instrumental in the film's success, and their interactions during interviews showcased the bond that made this team so special. Coupled with the overwhelmingly positive audience reception, The Avengers became more than a movie. It became a cultural phenomenon, solidifying its place in cinematic history. As we reach the conclusion of this deep dive into The Avengers, 2012, it's clear that this movie was much more than a simple superhero team-up. It was a groundbreaking achievement in both filmmaking and cinematic storytelling. From the very first moments of its release, The Avengers managed to captivate audiences with its unique blend of action, humor, character depth, and world-building. We've explored the many layers that make this film a landmark in the superhero genre, and the journey of discovery reveals just how meticulously crafted this cinematic experience truly is. We started by diving into the movie's introduction, where the groundwork for what would become the Marvel Cinematic Universe's flagship ensemble movie was laid. The crossover of beloved characters from individual franchises was no easy feat, but the seamless integration of these heroes felt natural and exciting. The movie's global appeal and impact can be attributed to this perfect mix of comic book lore and modern filmmaking techniques, ensuring that fans of all backgrounds could enjoy this groundbreaking superhero film. Throughout the film, the talented ensemble cast shines brightly, each actor bringing their unique flair to their respective roles. Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark/Iron Man, Chris Evans Steve Rogers/Captain America, and Chris Hemsworth's Thor became the cornerstone of a powerhouse of performances that carried the movie to unprecedented heights. Mark Ruffalo, stepping in as Bruce Banner, added depth and complexity to the Hulk that endeared him to fans in a way that previous iterations hadn't. Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow and Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye proved that even without superpowers, their contributions were just as valuable to the team's success. As we delved deeper into the first and second halves of the movie's plot, we uncovered the key events that shaped the storyline and the various twists and turns that kept the audience on the edge of their seats. The team's initial struggle to work together gave way to the explosive action sequences that defined the final act. Whether it was the epic Battle of New York or the emotional turning points for each character, every plot development added a layer of significance to the overall narrative. The story's themes and symbolism became a focal point of our analysis. The Avengers explored the idea of teamwork, sacrifice, and the search for identity. Each character had a distinct personal journey, but they all found common ground as they faced an external threat that was larger than any of them. The symbolism behind the team coming together to fight as one was an important message that resonated not only within the context of the movie but also within the broader cultural landscape. We also looked into the behind-the-scenes stories and fascinating production insights, shedding light on the filmmaking techniques that brought this colossal project to life. From the groundbreaking use of CGI to the meticulous design of the sets, the film's technical prowess played an integral role in shaping its success. The teamwork and dedication behind the scenes mirrored the on-screen dynamic of the Avengers themselves. The film's setting and cinematography were pivotal in creating the right atmosphere for each scene. The way the city of New York transformed into a battleground for the final showdown highlighted the scale and stakes of the conflict. The camera work, editing, and sound design all contributed to the emotional resonance of the film, making it a truly immersive experience for audiences. These techniques, combined with the stellar performances, came together to craft a visual and auditory masterpiece. But it wasn't just the film that captivated audiences. The actors themselves were a major part of the film's success. Through their interviews and behind-the-scenes interactions, we learned how they worked together as a team both on and off the screen. From Robert Downey Jr.'s leadership and humor to Mark Ruffalo's genuine camaraderie with his castmates, their chemistry was palpable. These interviews offered an inside look at how much effort and passion went into bringing the characters to life and how their relationships as castmates translated to the chemistry we saw on screen. Of course, no discussion of the Avengers would be complete without acknowledging the audience's reaction. Fans around the world embraced the film with open arms, and the reception was overwhelmingly positive. The Avengers not only became a cultural touchstone for superhero movies but also reshaped the way cinematic universes could be built. The iconic moments, unforgettable lines, and breathtaking action sequences became etched in the minds of viewers, and its legacy has only grown since its release.